Good evening and welcome back to, I haven't quite loaded it up yet, and the gallery's plumbing. So here we are back in 11th century Italy, almost the end of the 11th century, where the Pope has not yet invented crusades. Sorry, it was only a 3-minute song, so I didn't quite get everything organised in time. So, yes, and I have only a very vague idea of what my situation is, and I don't think I even have a bit of paper lying around it anywhere near here with notes on what I should do next. So this is going to start off with a where the hell are we anyway? Whose pig is this? This pig belongs to Kaiserin Edda the Just of the Holy Roman Empire, as does quite a lot of Europe, because her empire stretches from Lithuania to Marseille, and from Rotterdam, maybe. Yes, from more or less Rotterdam to wherever the hell is down on this coast, Taranto. Oh, and she's got the Balearic Islands as well. What she doesn't yet have is the Pope. Despite being the Holy Roman Empress, or Kaiserin, she doesn't actually. She is not as holy as she would like to be. She's quite Roman. She controls Rome, but she isn't very holy because the Pope is still independent.
So the Pope probably is not that keen on the amount of murdering that's gone in the general vicinity.
It's true. His opinion of her is only +11. He likes the fact that she's diplomatic, has autonomous vassals, is temperate, charitable, zealous, diligent, and a scholar. And he likes how pious she is. He is not in favour of her zealotry or zealousness. I'm not sure which. The fact that she's a known murderer, but the really bad thing is she appoints her own bishops.
I mean, that is an excommunicating offence. That's Anyway, I think you phrased that wrong. It should be something like, some popes like Edda for her piety.
Well, I mean, certainly the fact that this pope doesn't like her for her zealotry is because this pope is cynical. This character is a cynical unbeliever. Yes, he is also the Pope.
I feel that morally he's the Bishop of Durham here.
There have been popes like that.
So obviously what you do about a pope like that is you appoint a better one.
You just have to sort out how to your papal election.
No, I don't. I'm an emperor. I appoint an anti-pope.
You might want to wait till your threat decays just to try.
So, and I before last session, I had the problem that I couldn't appoint an anti-pope because it was too long since it was too recently that the Pope had last got rid of one. But now I can. So that's the thing to consider. I'm probably not going to press the anti-pope button right now, if nothing else, because I might want to be a bit careful about who my anti-pope is. It should be someone who will like me once they're a pope. But yeah, I think we might want to appoint an anti-pope.
Try not to find a cynic.
So importantly, the Pope is currently in the Christian Defensive Pact against the Holy Roman Empire, which means that, and in order to have your anti-pope become pope, you have to declare war on the Pope, and that would mean declaring war on most of Europe, which might be a problem. However, I think there may be a solution to this. That doesn't help. There's always another pope. There is always a pope. So murdering the pope is only helpful if I would prefer a different pope. But the thing is, it's a claim war, and you can win claim wars by 100% occupation. The Pope controls the bishopric of VA, or is that VBA? VEA.
Yeah, I'm using entire everything of gel on my eye. I hope that no one's like,
So possibly the right answer is, so probably we can take the papacy by successfully occupying the bishopric of VEA, which is like a level 1.0 fort. So were we to, for instance, have a sodding great army of the Apostolic Palace retinue and mercenaries, say recruited by someone who has 1,600 gold in their pocket, standing on the doorstep of the church in VEA saying, "Hello, Mr. Pope, would you like to give this to us?"
Yes, the wrinkle here is you'll need to stand just outside the county
Yes.
until you've declared war, etc.
But like, if we were there with, say, 10,000 troops,
Actually, probably 5,000 in the siege leader would do, because you're just going to assault like crazy, right?
probably.
Yeah.
Dizzyat asks, BJH21, did you sort out your succession problem? Not really, no. I am hoping that some people will come of age and make things better. I should perhaps keep an eye on the people who might be coming of age. Because in particular, what I would like is for Prince Dietvin to come of age. He's only 13, so we've got 3 years yet. And to turn out to be a decent person. And he's my son, so he's eligible, and a sensible age, and male. And like, he's been trained by someone who's reasonably competent, and we can throw him... I'm wondering about giving him a huge learning bonus, because what we really want is for him to gain piety. But yes, I'm not quite sure about that. I do have another kind of idea about the succession problem, which is my target as Holy Roman Empire was to be properly holy and Roman. I've done Roman, all I need to achieve is holy. So if I can vassalize the Pope, I have achieved what I wanted to achieve as Holy Roman Emperor. At that point, there is obviously nothing left to do other than wait for the Pope to invent crusades and become a Crusader king or queen. So I think actually we may be able to do everything as Edda without ever touching without the succession ever becoming relevant. Maybe. As it stands, though, Dietvin will inherit an assortment of duchies. Oh yes, because while Edda has a kingdom or two, she has the kingdom of Romagna, but it bizarrely is being inherited by Leopold Conradina. Because it's ended up being elective. At least it doesn't seem to be being marked as princely elective now, I think. It's now turning out ordinary elective, which is what we kind of expected. But rather infuriatingly, there are slightly too many vassals who don't actually like Edda. That we mostly need to deal with by... I mean, that's 80-80. Surely he should accept her. That, again, will probably be dealt with by getting a better heir. I'm going to leave that question on ILC for someone else. Right, so I'm kind of inclined to go for all-out war against the Pope very rapidly. There is a slight problem that... Oh, I should work out if I want to kill any of those guys. Probably not, no. There is the slight problem that, of course, the weird startup leaving pact bug will bite. But I think as long as I do something that should have worked with him in a defensive pact, given it takes about an hour or two for everything to sort itself out. I don't really want to spend the entire session waiting for the Pope to rejoin the defensive pact. We don't currently have a Kaiser spell eye against this random person who I spotted having a revolt. I don't really want her territory anyway. Like, the only territory I'm vaguely pressing for is down here. Oh yes, what's going on down there anyway?
You might be able to progress Plan B, which is holding on to the Empire of Italy.
Italia.
Italia, rather.
So, I have the county of Foggia, and I was kind of planning to do something with the... Oh yes, this one's actually urgent, isn't it? Because the Duke of Calabria is 15 years old, we've got basically just under a year, 11 months, before we won't be able to press weak claims against him. So we want actually to do that now. Like, I don't think I can really afford the time to deal with the Pope first. So, do I currently have... That, of course, requires going to war with the Byzantine Empire, which is itself a fairly scary operation. The Byzantine Empire is at least still defending against a jihad, though possibly not for much longer.
Go for it. State it as much as you can.
So I don't currently have a claimant for Calabria, so our first job has to be to get a claimant. So the various potential claimants are David, who is 57 and also has a weak claim on a county, and who is Greek and Orthodox. Georgios, who is also Greek and Orthodox and doesn't have any other claims, but is only 33, so is less likely to annoyingly die during the war. Paschalis, who has 2 claims, is Greek and Orthodox and is 61. Trianos, who is Greek and Orthodox, has 2 claims, is 52 and has a martial skill of 18. Kind of tempted to go for Trianos, because, like, decent martial skill in your vassals is kind of helpful in that it at least improves what you get from their holdings.
Yeah, right up to the point where they decide to lead a revolt against you.
Yeah, true, he's not content. Are any of the others content? Content is well worth having in a vassal. Ooh, David, 57, content. Also Holy Warrior, and 14 martial. I mean, that's not bad. Okay, let's go for David because he's content. Because that gives him Liege Opinion plus 25, which is lovely to have.
Nice.
What? Oh, he's currently in that county, yes. Okay, so let's try inviting him to our court. He will probably accept because I have the power to press his claims, and for once I actually plan to do so. So we'll make him Count of Foggia. Currently Edda is Countess of Foggia. And that will then mean that when we press his claim, he'll stay inside the Empire. And that will get us 3 counties closer to being able to found the Kingdom of Sicily. Which I think is helpful. Right, okay, so we're not immediately going to raise an anti-pope and go to war with the Pope. We are instead going to go after the Byzantine Empire, which I think is not a member of the Christian Defensive Pact against us, because it's big and scary. Like, we have slightly more troops than the Byzantine Empire.
But that's only because they've had theirs nibbled away by defending against the jihad.
Maybe. I think they were lower even before. Right, so other things. I did a lot of marrying off of my dynasty last time, didn't I? So we probably don't need to do much more of that.
Probably hold off for a couple of years.
Um,
Get some new people.
so Agnes, Princess of Swabia, is obviously not in my court. Is a Di Spoleto, is not betrothed, and is a genius. I should possibly try to find her a good husband. She's 7. Ditto Antonio. And actually, what's going on with my children? So he's betrothed. She's only quick, but she'll do. Inga's betrothed. Brynhilda isn't, and she's 12. We should probably get Brynhilda a betrothed. Not quite a husband right now. So ideally we'd want a matrilineal marriage. To someone who is in some way brilliantly good, and ideally slightly older than her. Certainly not too much younger. She is not genius, so we probably want to breed genius into her line. Well, I'm thinking Alfonso Jimena of Brittany, which also gets me a non-aggression pact with Brittany.
It would be handy when you're standing right next to them.
Okay, only the duchy. I think there's a kingdom of Brittany, but still.
That'd be nice to-
So yeah, I like him. So who else have we got of our children? So that's been Hilda dealt with. There's also Eckhart, who is probably old enough that we want to find him a wife. He is already attractive, which is a fairly nice trait, though not as good as strong and nowhere near as good as genius. Obviously he doesn't want a matrilineal marriage, and he wants someone preferably 9 years old or younger. She's a Di Spoleto. Not allowed. No, it's not going to increase the size of our dynasty. Right, so let's start at 9 and work our way downwards and see what we can find. Plenty of people born... Oh no, child of concubine. That's the green one, not... Of course the green one isn't born in the purple. That one's purple.
Yes.
So I'm slightly curious how you end up a Catholic child of a concubine, but I suppose if the concubine's Catholic, that's probably how it's going to come out, isn't it? Iltis is shrewd, but that's not congenital. Maybe you don't use congenital about that kind of thing. Not genetic. Gaudiosa is attractive, but we already have attractive. So Gontroda of Portugal is quick. Constantia in Lesser Poland is genius and 8 years old. Maybe we take her. We have another genius, Agnes. No, she's a Di Spoleto. We want to find her someone non-Di Spoleto. Agathe is only quick.
No, it's not bad.
I think we go for Constantia though. Lucia is strong. Meneda is genius. I think I should go for the oldest one simply because we might find a use for younger ones later. That's the genius Constantia, which does get us a non-aggression pact with the Duchy of Lesser Poland, which is nice. Right, so that's at least all of Edda's children betrothed. So, or at least shortly to be betrothed. Obviously they're not yet because we've just sent the request. So we have Gregory Di Spoleto in Angria. So the only way we can organise these ones is if I can get a suitable wife into my court, or if I can invite his parent, though his parent is a duke. So I would need to find, for these ones, I need to find someone suitable in my court, and presumably, yeah, I simply don't have, sorry, arranged betrothal. Curiously, everyone in my court is a Di Spoleto, whom I don't want to marry to Di Spoletos elsewhere. So this would require finding some good. So first, I suppose what I should look for is Di Spoletos not in my court who are particularly good. That's Agnes and Antonio and possibly Inigo and Ida. We're doing quite well actually at these congenital traits. And Inga, though Inga is sickly. Oh, and she's in my court anyway. Yes, she's in my court. Okay, maybe maybe I should look through first Di Spoletos in my court who aren't my sons, because there are plenty of children, because there are plenty of those around anyway. Then we'll worry about the others, because obviously I need to get this lot married off as well first. So Lothar would like a non-matrilineal marriage. He's probably not all that popular. He's 7 years old. So I think now we're just looking for any good. So we could marry him to Lucia Salian, who is strong. Actually, are there any genius Di Spoletos in my, or usefully? We have actually Gerlach, who's only just been born. Now we'll save him. Okay, so Lothar, I think, could get. We could give him Agatha, actually, courtier in Epirus. That won't get me a non-aggression pact with the Byzantine Empire, will it? No.
Yeah, that's because basically children don't really get any
yes,
differentiation.
the children in CK2 have basically one of about 5 standard portraits, which are. Yeah, which means that they basically all look the same unless they're from somewhere far off, or at least slightly far off. I think we do get slightly different Slavic children. But yes, once they become adults, they all get proper, like, portraits carefully constructed by piling lots of pungs on top of each other.
Layering lots of pungs on top of each other.
Thank you, yes. And then CK3 does far more of this, and does actually have people who grow up rather than teleporting straight from looking like they're about 10 from birth to the age of 16 to looking like they're, well, somewhat over 16, frankly. Right, let's propose Agatha for him. So we also have we've dealt with Eckehard already. Inga we should find. I mean, she's very young, but we should see if we can find someone good, slightly older than her. Don't want to give her Gerlach. He's one of ours. Oh, no, Eckhart's also one of ours. There's no good husband for Inga. That's sad.
Well, I'll come back in a couple of years.
Hope something's materialised.
Yeah, she is. She is very young, so we might see if we. Also, she's sickly. Maybe she'll die. She's sickly and strong, which is kind of weird. Anyway, okay. So now everyone else is like perfectly dull. Okay, she doesn't seem to have any useful possibilities. She's hunchbacked as well. We may have to accept that we can't get good... that's not sorted by age. Thank you, that's better. That just proves that there are no good opportunities for her. I mean, like... Maybe we need to use these for politics. And I think Gerlach is too young for us to be trying to get in betrothed. So I think that's enough betrothals for now. Right, so now we're waiting for our claimant on the Byzantine Empire to arrive.
Make sure you unpause a bit.
I've got time set a bit fast. Right, we have one of our betrothals accepted. Everyone is leaving the defensive pact. We are going to pretend they haven't. But we don't need to worry about the Byzantine Empire leaving the defensive pact because it wasn't in it. Right, we have another one and another one. Excellent. We're well informed about all the plots going on. Right, so David Argyros has joined our court.
Now you can make him thing council for whatnot.
So I think now I make him grant landed. So first he has a weak claim on the Duchy of Calabria. Weak claims can be pressed against regencies. Calabria is in regency. It doesn't matter that the Holy Roman Empire isn't a regency because the important thing is that Calabria is a regency. So we grant him the landed title of the County of Foggia, which we recently acquired by plotting. So now he is Count David of Foggia. His heir is Georgios, who is childless and indeed unmarried. Now we should be able to go, hello Byzantine Emperor. Basileus David, who is defending against a jihad, albeit that he is about to win that defence, if we don't distract him too much. Claim Calabria on behalf of Count David of Foggia. No allies turn up. If we win, Count David gains the Duchy of Calabria. That looks good. Declaring war on someone defending against heathens costs us 100 piety. Well, that's slightly sad, but we'll live.
I'm frankly disappointed you didn't manage to buy the Count Roger of Foggia.
Thank you.
Dennis of menace while we're at it.
So, I'm now at war with the Byzantine Empire. Nothing can possibly go wrong. Right, I think this is a job for raise every damn army I have at my disposal, and possibly then some.
Shouldn't we try to improve their communication so it's difficult for all their generals to agree to attack at once?
You don't need to. This is CK2. In fact, if you tried to do it, it would probably backfire.
Do the traditional disbanding of the armies, small armies on islands. And then, well, I think we just say, everyone march to Rome, please.
Well, that should be easy to find. I mean, all the roads are there.
Yes.
You might want to be careful that you don't end up with a bottleneck in the
Alps.
and Dolomites, because otherwise you're going to suffer from crushing attrition.
My hope is that people will pass through there in series. They're going to take several different routes, so it might be all right.
Yeah, it's when you get a bunch of the distant ones all converging at the same time.
I will pay close attention to the state of the Alps as they come through.
Yeah. I mostly tend to stuff this up in the Far East. But that's because by that point I just have squillions of troops. But I have messed this up in the Alps as well.
Well, we briefly decided they like Adalberta. Good. Or is that... I can't remember. Okay, no, I'm playing as Adalberta because she's currently the heir to Romagna. Dietvin asks, if a tree falls in the woods and there's no one there to hear it, does it make a noise? So, Dietvin is one of our possible next emperors. So, we can get him a point of learning, but he might turn out shy. Or we can make him likely to become diligent, which is also worth a point of learning.
But also a point of a lot of other things.
But he might become arbitrary, which is particularly bad. I think we'll go... But shy is pretty bad in a ruler as well. So I think we will go for... You should concentrate on something useful instead. Right, he's become diligent. Excellent. Want all the learning so you can get piety so that people will vote for you. Dietvin seems to work so hard when he needs something done. He has gained the diligent trait. And meanwhile everyone is leaving a defensive pact. That was the Pope. Did you find that with enough DLC that bug disappeared?
Not really.
Okay.
It slightly eased off a bit, but not entirely.
But I should watch the Alps. I mean, the paths that we're taking through the Alps have a minimum supply limit of 21k. So I think we'll have to be doing pretty badly for out of our 28k army, 21k all being in the same province.
You should be okay. I mean, it will go down a lot in winter, but you're a long way off winter at the moment, and I think everyone should be through before the worst hits.
I mean, possibly we could actually start amassing people in Amalfi and start besieging that straight away.
Yes, I would strongly encourage that. Okay, you can get gold by besieging trade posts, but that's less important.
Yeah, we've got gold. Well, someone's already started rejoining the defensive pact.
That's because you started a war against the Byzantine Empire. They looked at that and went, you know what?
If they do that, they do anything.
Precisely.
Duke Hoopold is now the heir to something. Heir to the Kingdom of Romania, which is kind of acceptable as well. Actually, maybe I should vote for him as my heir in Romania anyway, if... Oh, I should investigate that. If two other people are voting for him, I should probably vote for him as well. In Romania. There we go. Right, that should be fairly stable now. Sadly, he is not an option in the HRE because he is not a vassal of the HRE de jure. My liege, I am pleased to report the success of my mission to Würzburg. The majority of the population have been converted to the Catholic faith. Excellent. So we still have a bunch of Waldensians up there. It looks to be about as bad as it gets at the moment. So let's send our court chaplain off to proselytise there. In Lüneburg. Peasants, meanwhile, have revolted in Brabant. Well, let's just borrow this 3,000 strong army. Actually, let's target them there so that I can make sure they're properly assembled before they march in. So that lot is now at adequate besieging strength. So they have got a siege leader. Just in case someone comes to hit them, let's make sure they've got 3 commanders. So as yet there's no sign of the Byzantine army. Okay, it looks like declaring a war is a pretty good way to cause the drain from your defensive pact to stop. Oops, we didn't mean to go there. We've got more people amassing in Rome. Let's keep sending them to Amalfi. Oops. People joining the defensive pact. Magnus Di Spoleto is an underhanded rogue. Should I? Oh, I should probably be paying attention to who's teaching all my little Spoletos, Di Spoletos, other than the ones who I'm teaching. Though I need to pay attention to those fairly soon. He is betrothed to Carlotta von Schwarz. Oh, that should be all right. I'm not sure he's useful for much. So yes, who are the Di Spoletos in my court, or whom I might have some control over? So we've really got that set up correctly. Are any of them about to come of age? No, not anymore. Right, no problem then. We mostly need to pay attention to when Inga is going to come of age, and she's still only 14. Wondering how I select those two without selecting the army that's walking. That's like that. That lot can also head down into Amalfi for now. So how are things going up here? That lot have almost reached their destination. Right, we have finished besieging Amalfi. So now we're besieging an actual castle of Sorrento, which will take a little while. Actually, you guys may as well stay there and finish besieging that trade post and get a bit of money from it. Right. That army looks reasonable.
Who's that red army?
It's some random rebels.
Just try not to run into them.
Well, no, I'm going to kill them. They're my rebels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have not recently been seeing empires have great success against rebels, but good luck, have fun.
Yeah, you're probably fine. I mean, this is just possible that Queen Edda has slightly more tactical nous than your average potato, unlike most of the rebels and pretty much all of the Empire.
Yeah, there is that.
Joining
Relies
defensive
a lot
pact, joining
on the
defensive
force
pact.
choke method of population management.
Someone seeks to kill someone else. I don't think any of these people are relevant. Right, so yes, we are happily besieging Sorrento. Grand Mayor of Genoa has declared a war for the city of Agius on Duke Tedore of Sardinia. So yes, this is the interesting casus belli that you get that allows you to claim a city if you're a republic, you can claim, or merchant republic, you can claim a city. Right, we finally got that trade post. You can claim a city anywhere that you have a trade post. And so there are a lot of odd places where there are cities in coastal provinces controlled by people other than the count, or the people who control the county.
Well, one day our players are merchant republican and see what happens. So I think I have a DLC to do that.
Don't you have all of it?
I think so. The only DLC I don't have is just the fancier clothes
Yes.
kind of bits. My trouble is remembering what the DLC allows you to do and not do.
Yes, I think the Republic DLC will allow you to play as a Republic. Good night, Claire.
Nightmare.
Right. More people joining the defensive pact. More people arriving in Rome. Yes, we have to be a bit careful once we get down into Calabria, because Calabria does have slightly low supply limits. As in lower than Edda's total army size. Actually, technically, Amalfi does as well, because Edda's current total levy is 30,550, and Amalfi's supply limit is 30,000.
However,
I suspect the last 2,500 are going to be a little while, because they were distracted by dealing with the rebels. Oh, it's an actual Holy Roman army. Oh, not Holy Roman, Byzantine army. Right, well, we should possibly finish burning down Sorrento before we go and meet them. Where are they going?
just make sure that they're not going to end up in hills.
Yeah, well, this area is all quite hilly.
Well, hills you might have to live with, mountains try to avoid.
But, well, I've got quite a lot of organisers, so I may be able to give them a bit of a run around if necessary. Well, we'll finish the siege anyway, because that's quite close to finishing, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely worth it.
And then see where they've got to. So they're currently heading for Salerno. Right, they seem to be coming to say hello to us. Salerno is only hills. We don't really want to meet them in Salerno. What we'd like is for them to come and meet us down here. We've now taken Sorrento. So currently, Amalfi is plains. Let's just check. If I stick in, is one of these Bogoris, Symmachos, Adam? Right, so let's put in place of Adam, let's put in an organiser. So Frirek. If we try to go to Salerno, that's a rather odd army. Okay, yes, it's got various odd bits joined together. So he will get there first, even if we use our organiser. And I would assume he's going to sit down and besiege in Salerno, unless he's charging for our capital. So there isn't a lot of benefit to us in meeting there. Like, we don't have... I think we may as well stay put and get ourselves up to more troops, unless we see another Byzantine army coming, because our armies are still arriving, so we may as well build them up in Amalfi and continue besieging Amalfi for now. All right, they're coming to meet us in Amalfi. How friendly!
Nice. Do you get any benefits, or
It's plains, so
you just don't get any disbenefits?
yeah.
Any plains meisters?
Oh, good question. So in particular, I should put back in my best. Don't think we get plains people, no. But like, I should put in Adam and Bogoris because they have particularly high martial score, and then Let's stick in an unyielding siege leader in the third slot. Right, and then see what happens. Commanders have been randomly permuted by that merging. Right, the Battle of Amalfi has started. 12,994 Byzantine troops versus 18,698 Holy Roman Empire troops.
And some more on the way if you have to need them.
We both have excellent commanders. They have brought the Emperor.
Oh, well, that might not go well for them.
We are on planes, so no one gets benefit from that. And yes, there's not actually that many troops of mine still yet to arrive. Like we've got 1,600 odd that will probably get here before the end of the battle. So yeah, I think this is mostly we see what happens.
I assume Queen Edda's Marshal is such that she shouldn't be leading armies.
8.
Okay, given the quality of the commanders, probably not.
So our centre is looking feeble. Let's look at what. Oh no, sorry, their centre is looking feeble because they're the attackers. I'm so used to being the attacker. But yeah, we should be all right for most things, really. So we made a fairly decent dent in their centre in the skirmish stage. But meanwhile, I'm busy dealing with Eckhart. The lady almost ran me down as I entered the hall. Tearfully, she told me that my son Eckhart had insulted her again. Prince Eckhart of the Holy Roman Empire. Attractive, gregarious, patient, honest, 10 years old.
Honest is probably the problem here.
Yes, well, I mean, this is essentially whether he keeps honest. So I can agree that my random courtier is fat, and she will dislike me, but I don't care. He becomes honest. Honest is like a bit of a mixed bag. I can praise his honesty, which looks like a terrible plan. I can tell him that honesty has its bounds, which will mean that he won't become honest. I can punish him for his insults, which might cause him to become deceitful, which is also a bit of a mixed bag. I think we probably prefer diplomacy to intrigue in a potential ruler, so I think we keep honest. Oh dear, right, well, my right flank has been utterly marmalised. My centre's looking like it might be alright, but they are flanking my centre now. Left flank has entered melee. Wow, that's an impressive sequence of unintelligible stuff. Thank you. I can kind of understand why CK2 simplified combat a bit. He's brought the Scholae Palatinae and the Varangian Guard with him.
I don't know what you're having a problem with here. This seems like less verbose than the Dwarf Fortress combat log.
Well, yes, it's true.
Yeah, but that's because Dwarf Fortresses everything tends towards the essay.
Like, yes, this at least is actually abstracting it down to even the point where most of the people aren't represented, let alone all of their sinews.
Right, I mean. Also, there's remarkably little chance of anyone coming back as an undead rhinoceros.
It's true.
Okay, they've broken 2 of my flanks. He's not looking very good.
a spare organiser to stick into any of your...
Well, I can't. Oh, into them. Yeah, I might do. I mean, like, let's put him in there if we have.
Yes, and my current CK2 game, which is in many ways going disastrously, does have the moral equivalent of Joan of Arc. There's a random peasant woman who turned up one day with Marshall's 435.
Right.
Despite the kicking and screaming of my court, she is still leading my armies, and also I knighted her at some point, I think. To deal with all the people who whinged about commoners, something.
So we've smashed their centre, but this may not be good enough.
Yes.
No. Oh dear.
It's too late for emergency mercenaries, really, isn't it? We're just going to have to take the hit here.
I mean,
What, isn't that 100% war score in the bottom right corner?
no, it's 16%.
I can't really tell from here. It's too
I mean, we can't save this battle with mercenaries.
not now, no.
And we've got, like, several thousand more troops still arriving. Let's hold this lot in Rome in Capua very briefly, so that they can at least join with those 2,000, because like they might make a difference if both of those groups turn up. Probably not. Right, so now my enormous army is fleeing.
Yes.
So let's
Trying to...
accumulate all of that lot in Capua for now. My husband's Niels explains that he is captivated by the grace and strength of hunting birds, and begs me for a bird. Surely even the spouse of a Kaiserin must be allowed to enjoy the noble pastime of falconry, he says. So, for 10 gold, I can delight him with a buzzard. For 25 gold, I can cause him to fall deeply in love and become an aspiring falconer, which will give him diplomacy +1. Or I can disappoint him. Well, I think we'll go for improving his opinion. I'm not sure it'll help much, but... Right, let's dismiss some of our messages. So we have 20,000 troops remaining. The Basileus has 19,000. So technically, we still have more troops than him. I think I should probably raise some more though. Oh yes, how is the Basileus off for money? Poorly. Yes, so I think, well, at the very least I should raise the Honour Guard, because that's cheap. Plus they turn up with maximum morale. I don't... mercenaries don't, I think.
No.
Mercenaries turn up with 0 morale.
Yeah.
So that puts me a bit further ahead. We'll send them to our current rally point in Capua as well. So I should pay attention. Where are their army going? Their army is going back to Salerno. Right, okay. Oh, actually, is... Basileus still in that holy war? He is. His war score has dropped 46% in his defence of Christendom. You might want to go and pay attention to that. So let us unpause. More people joining a defensive pact. How far are this lot fleeing anyway? We'll find out soon enough. Engelbert of Ancona has died. Oh, that's good. I think I was plotting to murder him. Why was I plotting to murder him, I wonder? Because we now have a new Duke Engelbert of Ancona, who is 15, which is probably why I was plotting to murder him. Because I now have a casus belli against Ancona.
If only you weren't busy fighting for my incompetence.
If only I weren't busy, yes. Oh well. I mean, part of this was I think I wanted. Oh, I wanted someone who would be willing to be vassalised. Yeah, we might be able to persuade him with a gift.
You might vacillate.
Let's wait for him to finish growing up in case he turns out more useful. Right, looks like the Byzantine Empire is marching off again to try to deal with the fact that it just lost a phenomenal amount of war score in its other war. And that lot now appears to have calmed down. So let's... Right, Amalfi was just convenient. I think we should go after our actual war target. It has relatively low supply limits. So, I mean, I think actually we can fit everyone in there, but let's split ourselves across 2 separate counties for now. Yeah, I don't care. Please marry my random courtiers.
Unless you say you wouldn't for your rent.
Well, I kind of assume they won't ask to marry people who are already betrothed.
I think that's true.
Could we... yeah, we could probably usefully besiege Neapolis, because that will probably be some fairly cheap war score. Let's have that lot briefly pause and besiege Neapolis. More people joining a defensive pact. It's nice 2 of my dukes have formed an alliance. Oh, how are my proposed vassals getting on? You keep losing territory. Stop it! Become my vassal instead. He had like 3 counties. Maybe he only had 2, but like he had more counties than he currently has. But he kept being in a war, so he couldn't get my protection. Like, you do actually want my protection. Silly, silly man. Oh, I found an army. Come along. Join us down here. Actually, join us down there so as to balance things a bit better. Not got any other armies I've forgotten about, have I? Yes, there's another one. I should be able to check because this tells me I have 4 armies. Right, good. Finally, Duke Matthias, former King of Germany, has agreed to become a vassal of the Empire.
Wisdom and mercy and murderousness are legendary.
Yes, yes, yes. Hey, I didn't never murdered him.
But he's noticed you never murder. He's noticed you only murder people who aren't your vassal. And thinks, the safest inside pissing out.
Thuringia is still.
An elector or not?
Don't think Meissen is an elector, but let's have a look.
Anyway, I think I'm going to start paying wards.
No. I think the only elector title that isn't already part of the empire is the Duchy of Bohemia. So oh look, the King of Bohemia just joined the defensive pact against Edda.
So he probably wouldn't respond to a vassalisation request. He'll say please do not to anyway.
And yes, no, he's not the right culture. All right, we can get Engelbert up to plus 100 thing by sending him quite a lot of money. Okay, well, 100 money. It's not that much, I suppose, given how much I've got, and it would get me the rest of Romagna. Go on. Right. Two more people joining a defensive pact. Right, well, that's doubtless whacked our threat all the way up to 100 because now we finally have all of the east coast of the peninsula. Sadly, this does not yet put us in a position to found Italia. Sorry, not find characters, find region. We almost control enough counties to found Italia, but we have the special creation condition, must be king of Sicily. And in return, Empire of Italia becomes the de jure liege of the King of Sicily, which is why I might want to do this.
So you need to be able to get
Which means I need to be able to found Sicily, which I can't currently do
Because it's purple.
because too much of it is still purple. Yes. Kingdom of Sicily, I currently only control 8 of its 21 counties. And I need to control 11. Well, this will get me 3. Oh, hang on. Is that enough? No, I need to control 12. I think. No, 11 is over 51%. Yes. 11.
Yeah.
Yes. So I only need to control 3 more, which is what this war is up for. Oh, good. I thought I was going to need another war after this. Also against the Byzantine Empire, which is going to be tedious. Okay, no, this may be the only war against the Byzantine Empire I need. If that gets me enough counties to... That might still leave me short of the number I need of Italia. What was it for Italia?
I mean, you are still only at 1%, so I mean, this war is
Hush.
over yet.
I need... Oh no, I control enough of Italia. Right, good. I just need to be King of Sicily. Okay, right. Yes, I mean, we are currently only technically ahead here. This will get a lot better once we manage to start besieging things down there.
Anyway, good luck with your besiegulation and good night.
Good night. Oh, I can close these in arbitrary orders. How entertaining. Don't know if that's a helpful thing to understand. Right, so yes, this should bump the war score back up again because we're currently getting a penalty for not control, for the fact that the Byzantine Empire still controls the whole of Calabria. There we go, up to 11% now.
How much did you lose with that battle at the start?
Oh, lots. 24%.
Right. I'm going to need to find them and win a battle at some point.
Yes. We have a new Pope. Not sure this is very helpful.
Not like
He has 304 troops. Oh, we don't. You don't actually need to be doing anything in Ancona anymore, my dear Chancellor. I wonder where you should be now. Oh, I can raise some troops from Ancona now. Apparently also from Foggia. Yes. Oh, that'll be helpful. Meanwhile, there is a Salernian revolt. That's nice. Who's Udalric and why has he just arrived at my court? I have no idea. Oh, and still I need to find somewhere for my... Oh, I could raise troops from the Salernian revolt now, can I? Right. Bonk. There we go. Come along, you guys. Meanwhile, I was trying to work out where I should send my... well, actually... Let's try to cheer up the Duke of Capua. He's got quite a lot of things. Or Baden? Baden. Oh, the new Pope has joined the Defensive Pact. So, yes, well, had we not been in the middle of a war with the Byzantine Empire, we could have declared war on the Pope in that short gap while he had just become Pope, but not yet... that army's now idle. Just become Pope, but had not yet actually started becoming a member of the Defensive Pact. Oh, I can usurp the Duchy of Mecklenburg. That's nice. Things are happening on my borders that I know not much of. Whatever. I currently only hold 2 duchies, but I mean I could find someone to give it to. And if I don't, then someone else will usurp it. I think. No, actually, it looks like it's held by 2 different vassals of mine, so only I can do it. So currently, yes, we have Countess Christine of Lübeck and Prince Bishop Hans of Hamburg, who are my direct vassals. Oh no, who's not my direct vassals. He is vassal of Prince Archbishop Emich of Bremen. So I could grant it to Countess Christine of Lübeck. That seemed like a reasonable idea. There we go. Oh, what? I have a peace offer. We surrender. I'm at 66% war score. And I need to win a big battle, but you're surrendering. Well.
Yeah, presumably they'd like to keep their troops to fight off whatever is going on with the jihad.
Yeah, I mean, he's gradually winning that one.
Yeah, but he probably doesn't want a distraction. I often found that people would surrender to me slightly bizarrely. I mean, not always. I mean, like, often when I didn't really need it.
I mean, this time I'm quite pleased with it because I was worried that we weren't going to be able to have that battle sensibly. Right. Right, there we go. So the Holy Roman Empire now extends all the way down there. So now I think I can find the Kingdom of Sicily. I now control 52% of the Kingdom of Sicily. and so I can create the Kingdom of Sicily. Go on then. And then, having created the Kingdom of Sicily, I can... So currently its de jure liege is the Byzantine Empire. However, I now find the Empire of Italia. I now am Queen of Sicily and can therefore create that. I control 87% of the thing, and that should cause the Empire of Italia to become the new de jure liege of the Kingdom of Sicily. Go on. Good job, I've got plenty of money. Kaiserin Edda the Just has created the title Empire of Italia. Kaiserin Edda is now both Kaiserin of the Holy Roman Empire and Kaiserin of Italia.
Slightly unusual to be Kaiserin of Italia, but since you got to Germany first, that sort of explains it.
And conveniently, that now means that the de jure Kingdom of Italia Empire of Italia covers Sicily as well, which should be good for my troop numbers, were it not for the fact that I killed a lot of them in that war. But we can disband them all now, I think.
Yes. You might not want to disband your retinue.
Yes.
Depending on whether you want to go and try and squash the Pope now or not, or whether you want to recover some money and or troop numbers.
So Edda di Spoleto has become Kaiserin of Italia and Queen of Sicily. In addition to being
What's
Queen
the
of...
succession rules for your new emperor?
I think they keep being... so the new empire will probably be the same as the old empire. It's currently weirdly claiming to be princely elective, and I think that's a lie. Because when I saved and reloaded... Because Romagna was previously marked as princely elective, and then it became ordinary elective at the next save and reload. Now maybe it is currently being princely elective, and that's why it became so much easier to get the correct successor in this session, because it only switched on save and reload to the correct succession law. So I think I will wait a little bit and see who the other electors like, to see if any of the people they're voting for look like good candidates from my point of view. Noting that we still have difficulties with our succession in the HRE. So Princess Inga is 15. We should get her a new a new tutor. She only has learning 5 and minus 14 piety, because she's currently losing more piety through her cynicism than she's gaining through her learning. So that kind of makes me think she's probably not going to ever get elected Holy Roman Empress. So maybe I actually just boost her diplomacy on the grounds that that's her best stat anyway. So basically find a convenient grey eminence. I mean, he's a possessed grey eminence, but
yeah, that's not a contactable trait. Certainly not an education trait.
And so Dietvin is only 14, so we'll wait a little while before we move him across. So yes, think that's where all our event troops are. There are some too. That lot is still moving, that lot moving. Oh, I should pick an ambition, apparently. Because all of that founding things cost me so much piety,
You now have a valid ambition.
Paragon of Virtue is available. No special event troops will be disbanded. Right, so that just leaves my special event troops down here, who are rather weirdly all on the left flank. Let's at least put them all in the middle, the Holy Roman Company. Right, so Gertrude Di Spoleto needs someone to teach her. Well, how about me? I mean, possibly I should be... Oh no, but I'm still teaching 2 people, aren't I? No, okay, yeah. Gertrude is not my daughter, of course. Oh, the Mayor of Capua looks like he might be alright. Well, yeah, not very good stats, I suppose. Our brand new Duke of Calabria? Yeah, go on. Well, Gertrude might become Greek and Orthodox. I mean, I'm not sure we have any particular reason not to want her to be Greek. I mean, German is... we mostly wanted German... I mean, German makes her easier to elect into the Holy Roman Empire, as Kaiserin of the Holy Roman Empire, I suppose.
Yeah, but it's so much easier to elect now.
Yeah. We should fix David's religion, though. Oh, we've found another army. Oh no, that's the army that I don't want to dismiss yet. Because David loves me at the moment, so... will happily become Catholic to please the Kaiserin. Let's march this lot back to Rome at the very least. Well, Capua. I mostly like waiting for the successions to settle down a bit, and then we'll see who I want to. So Duke Aldrich of Trier, currently leading for Empire of Italia, somewhat oddly. Who are our electors? We have Duke Edgefrith, Duke Engelbert, and Duke Federigo. Bizarrely. So probably wants. We might actually have a decent Italian candidate. Let's try proposing Arrigo. See how that goes. Oh, my father-in-law, Frothy of Moray, right, has died. Yes, okay, because he is Nils's father. Ivrea has kept Milan out for now. My zeal and religious beliefs have led me to become more respected and given me more prestige. 15 extra prestige, that's nice. Right, and my new duke
You
has...
start getting those, but really only at the point when 15 prestige you look at and go, okay. Because you've got like 8,000-ish, something like that.
Yes.
Quite frequent from you. Just so it's got 4 roundish digits.
People are joining defensive pact against me. How are things going for the Byzantine Empire now that they've settled with me? 60% war score in their continuing struggle against the infidel. Someone was plotting to kill Princess Anna. Maybe I should have paid attention to that. I don't think I particularly care about Duke Engelbert anymore, but he has turned out as a mastermind theologian, somewhat oddly. And is an Italian Ludolfinger to go with our large number of German Di Spoletos.
Well, if you want him to be a candidate, then the mastermind theologian is not bad.
Yes, but I don't.
Okay. Excellent.
Princess Inga, well, she didn't manage to achieve grey eminence, but she is at least a charismatic negotiator. So, which hasn't yet appeared on her thing. Right, 19 diplomacy, which is not bad. Wonder if we can nominate her as the next Holy Roman Empress, because like Princess Adalberta is not getting the votes. Assuming we can nominate Inga. Right, she's my daughter. Surely I should be able to nominate her. Okay, let's sort them by age. But no, it now goes Velf, Eckhart, Gerhild, Binhilde, Dietvin. Apparently Inga has somehow become ineligible.
Is that because she's now married out to foreign court?
She's not married yet, I don't think. Because she's betrothed to Baron Velf of Durkheim. Matrilineally. That's inconvenient. I mean, like, she was not my favourite possibility, but... Anyway, so we should think about who our anti-pope's going to be. Oh, my affair with King Jakob of Swabia is apparently causing trouble again. Seeing another behind my spouse's back is becoming quite troublesome for me. The lies tear at my soul, and my longing to be with my lover is almost too much. Do I break off my affair with King Jakob and have a 25% chance of becoming chaste, which is like good for my piety and learning? Do I have some chance of becoming stressed? Or do I fall out with Niels? I think we will break this off because Kaiserin Edda is 48 now. She might become chaste, but that would not be a bad thing. Sadly, she has not become chaste. Yes, she does have a pet cat. Pet cat, intrigue +1, health +1, which is one reason why she probably won't die that soon. Bunch of marriage ties disappearing. So, that army is now in about the right place. So, we have a bunch of candidates for Pope. He's got a good beard and only slightly terrible learning, and he's a Dispoleto. So let's start from the top. Carlman. Excellent learning, but not a Dispoleto. Emish. Fairly ordinary in most respects. Gottschalk, similarly. Imone is a Dispoleto. Pretty decent stewardship. Manfredo, yeah, he's a bit meh apart from being a Dispoleto, so I think I kind of prefer Imone. Patrizio, meh. Everyone else is too low. So I think Imone is probably our best candidate for becoming Pope. Prince Bishop Imone of Lower Lorraine. So I think I want to make Prince Bishop Imone anti-Pope. And then march on the Pope, wherever the Pope is. We should find out where the Pope is, shouldn't we?
That would be a good start, yes.
I mean, do we march up to his border and then raise our anti-Pope, or do we raise our anti-Pope and then march up to his border?
Well,
I suppose we have the element of surprise if we do the
March is,
former.
Yeah.
So where is the current Pope? He is still in VA, right. He has nominal 309 troops, does not control the Papal Guard, just has a tiny bishopric. So, if we're going to be mostly assaulting somewhere, we probably want something with lots of heavy infantry. The White Company looks fairly tempting. You get 3 flanks with a mercenary troop. Oh, it doesn't really matter. We shouldn't get into a battle, should we?
I mean, really, the entire purpose is the Pope does still only have like one holding, right?
Yep. It's still the same one it was before, so it has a few hundred people in.
Right.
Let me find it. It has 845 people, though he is upgrading it. We should probably check his monetary situation. He only has 201 money. So yeah. So I think if we turn up with like about 7,000 troops. That will probably do the job. While being a small enough number that it won't lead to a supply limit embarrassment en route. So I think I just hire the White Company, who are particularly well endowed with heavy infantry. Victual Brothers seem to be horribly depleted. Actually, the Great Company... Oh no, the Great Company are already on hire to the Republic of Genoa, who are engaged in something involving getting one city somewhere in Sardinia. But I suppose they're probably rich. Okay, let us hire the White Company. Oh, they... yes, right, they have turned up with 0... morale, but that's fine.
They've got a long time to get with it.
Yes, they have a long walk ahead of them.
I mean, is it in fact worth sitting people on a ship?
You can't get very far. Oh, you mean just sail all the way around to the Bay of Biscay, like?
All that, yeah.
Like, I don't think it's worth it for getting them up the coast. For getting them just up to here, but it's probably worth it if we send them all the way round. It might take a little while to find enough ships. Oh no. Don't we need... Yeah, we need 70 ships for this job. They're already marching to Rome. Let's send everyone else to Rome. 50. $70. Right, okay. Right, let us put our huge army onto ships and send them round to... They'll have to walk ashore, of course, because we don't have any territory over there. Somewhere vaguely nearby. So the Italianian, whatever the correct adjective is, succession, currently going quite strongly to Duke Aldrich of Trier. Eckhart asks, how best can I serve the Catholic faith? Should he be brave against our enemies or be just to all its children? Each one of them gives us 20% chance of zealous. Brave gives martial and vassal opinion, but just gives learning and vassal opinion. I think we'll go for learning because we like learning, and like zealous would be fine too. It's become just.
Just in time to say good night.
Good night. Right, let us clear out some of these messages.
people were doing boring-ish things that you just wanted to
Yes.
kind of check vaguely.
Released, faction disbanded, miners plots uncovered, another faction disbanded. I should pay slightly more attention to the minor plots because sometimes they're trying to kill someone I care about.
Yes. I mean, mostly that's a problem when someone gets nominated as heir to an important thing.
My acquaintance Elisabetta di Spoleto has died under suspicious circumstances.
Legal.
People being released. Right, so... we have a new Grand Mayor of Pomerania. Because Grand Mayor Vittorio has just died at the age of 63. Grand Mayor Lorenzo has taken over at the age of 68. Because they do tend to start to become Grand Mayor quite old. Change of which house is in charge. More releases from prison. My army can now go ashore. Take them a little while to stop being seasick. Oh dear. Oh, is that just a... all right, they've just been too far from home for too long. That's fine. We'll leave the ships there just in case we need them. So we'll wait for... actually, we're going to march straight in anyway. Do we just set them marching that way on the grounds they won't get into a battle immediately? So they will arrive on the 26th of June. So shortly before the 26th of June, Queen Edda will declare Bishop Aimone to be anti-pope. Will declare war on the Pope for the papacy and hope for the best. So, make anti-pope, cost 500 prestige. Yes, Queen Edda can totally afford 500 prestige. And will allow arbitrary excommunication, which I think should be quite useful. So, make anti-pope. Kaiserin Edda the Just has set up Pope Aimone as an anti-pope named Pope Hadrianus IV. Various people are trying to kill various other people and releasing people from dungeons. So, the Pope now hates me. Hadrianus now quite likes me. Declare war on the Pope to claim the papacy. Phenomenal number of people will immediately join on the other side. Let's just have a look at the results. Kaiserin Edda is the de jure liege of Pope Hadrianus. No, he's already the liege of Pope Hadrianus, so this should work. At worst, we have to pay a terrifying amount of money to the Pope Lucius II. Yes, claim the papacy. Right, let's just zoom out for a bit of... We're now at war with quite a lot of people. Really, quite a lot of people. However, we hope that everything will happen in a very small area. An enemy called an ally into a war. Is there a clear all of these messages button? We are now at war with 65 separate rulers. I hope this works. Interestingly, while this is a Holy Roman war, it is not a holy war. And someone's already besieging something. Right, so battle has started already against the Pope's troops. A son was born to Egbert di Spoleto. Also named Egbert. Okay. We have randomly captured someone. He is of no relevance. Let us quickly ransom him to the Pope. See if we can get the Pope to pay us 10 gold before we finish besieging him, which we probably can't. Oh dear! Oh, there's a problem. Because France is in this war, we have to first besiege all of France's holdings here. Right. Right, well, let's first make sure we've got a siege leader in here. And that we have our very best commanders in general. The jihad fails. The greatest, it seems, does not favour the Muslim faithful. After a string of defeats and setbacks, Caliph Abdullah has called off the jihad for Anatolia against Basileus Methodios of the Byzantine Empire. Pathetic. So yes, that battle was not worth any war score, unsurprisingly. So sadly, we have to wait 32 days before we can besiege this, before we can assault this. This may not go well, but we'll try. That's nice. I'm wondering if I recruit another mercenary company and send them over by ship. Might not have enough ships. Okay, we do have plenty of ships available somewhere. Because, like, we can get a mercenary company there pretty quickly. The question is, how brave am I feeling about assaulting this? Let's turn on assault and see what happens. I'm worried that's not going to work. We lost a lot of... Yeah, I don't believe we can take this fast. We're going to have to do this the slow way, I fear. Okay, I think I'm going to extravagantly hire a second mercenary company. They look pretty decent. Okay, I'm a bit worried that might actually... Oh gods, that's terrible. Rapidly get an unattached organizer in there and move them out, because this is going to be a problem otherwise. No, they're still going to get into that fight. Okay. I think we may be in trouble. I think I may be about to seriously harm this convenient mercenary company, but I can't really tell, because I need to work out what is actually there in terms of troop numbers coming ashore, and we can't see them. And my mercenary company came up with no... Oh gods, this is just going to be a very expensive disaster. Right, let's put the best otherwise unused commanders I have. In charge of this and see what happens. But I am mostly going to be paying attention over here. Really doesn't matter. Right. Yes. Okay, they came ashore, but our... yeah, that was a terrible bit of timing, Harris. You really made a mess of that one. Right, well, we'll wait for that battle to be lost embarrassingly. I think we'll do a bit more assaulting here. It's costly in people, though. Right. So rather infuriatingly, that lot are now running away. So we know they're going up there, which means that what we can do is to see how many fleets... Where are they going, sorry? They're running to... Piombino, so we should amass a fleet in Piombino to pick them up. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 27. A total of 46. Oh. There's a phenomenal fleet there. Right, well, we may as well dismiss all the others then. That way we're not annoying all of our vassals. Right, back to the siege here. We have captured a bunch of unhelpful people. So none of the people we've captured contribute to our war score. So we may as well start ransoming them. Meanwhile, this place has 0.8 fort strength, and so should totally be assaulted. Meanwhile, we have a new Duke of Salerno. Hello. Right, now we're dealing with the castle again, so we'll have to be patient. Our fleeing army has almost flown. We have gained... We've got one of our prisoners ransomed. That army can now be embarked and sent around here. Don't think we should try to assault this castle. Right, I think that was the Byzantine Emperor joining the defensive pact against us. And those two, I think their liege has no interest in paying their ransom. So, various events. Someone's trying to kill Count Eberhard of Cremona. I don't think that matters to me. don't seem to get a link for Count Eberhard himself, which is unfortunate. Oh, but I can ask there, can't I? Yes. Yeah, I think that's of no relevance to me. Yes, we are. Everything looks terrible, but I hope that we, as soon as we can get through all of the French holdings here. Right, well done. You've successfully converted Lüneburg to Catholicism. Right, well, where else do we need to convert then? We've got a bunch of Orthodox territories down here that we now should be converting, I think. Yeah, that looks like our best bet. Right, meanwhile, back to this very old war. Where's our ferry service got to? Currently passing through Gibraltar. Here, lots of people are contracting camp fever, which is probably not good. I don't want to contract camp fever. Wonder if I can send myself away somehow. Right. So that one can be assaulted in a day. Let's assault it. So my hope is now that we are besieging VEA. In a day we can start assaulting. And we've got enough people to win this assault. Right. From minus like 50% war score to 100% war score once we finally got through to the correct place. My second army hasn't even turned up yet. The Holy Roman War for Pope Hadrianus IV's claim on the papacy has ended. Kaiserin Edda of the Holy Roman Empire won. So, Kaiserin Edda, among her vassals, now has the Pope. Pope Hadrianus IV, the usurper, who has usurped the papacy. Who quite likes Kaiserin Edda, is now Pope. And like also a Di Spoleto. Can't create an anti-pope when the Pope's your vassal. So does that mean I can now like ask for anyone to be excommunicated if I don't like them? Like if, for instance, I was seriously pissed off with all my electors, I can ask. But like he is actually seriously dubious about excommunicating people even now. There are people who will excommunicate though, if necessary. So that's an interesting future possibility. Oh yes, my children. What are my children doing? Dietvin is 15. We need to get him someone to educate him properly. I think we want to give him as much learning as we can. So let's assign him to Dobraslava, who has lots of learning and is a mastermind theologian. Diziot asks, do you need to fight more war to reclaim all those things you lost? No, those were all only temporary occupations for the purposes of the war. So all the various foreign armies are now going home. So no, or the only thing I might want to do is decide what I'm going to do with these with this rather large quantity of mercenaries. Because like I've got 8,500 mercenaries just lying around. But almost everyone's in a defensive pact against me. I don't really think a random claim on a single barony is going to be of much use. I mean, a possibility is any single counties I have claims on nearby. I mean, I've got a de jure claim on Arborea. We could ship them all over there. He's in the defensive pact, but he wouldn't stand a chance of getting everyone organised fast enough. And like amusingly, the rest of Sardinia is in a completely stupid war. I've got de jure claims on all sorts of places. I don't think I'm going to attempt any of this now. I'm not planning on unpausing at this stage. Because I have achieved what I set out to achieve when I got ousted from being a vassal of the Pope, which is to be the liege of the Pope. The Pope is now my vassal. I think this probably means I get to appoint the next Pope as well. But all of that is probably... Yeah, we could go for that one, a de jure claim on that single county. Seeing if there are... Is Thuringia still at war? Thuringia's not at war. Well, we should do that next time. Finally vassalise Thuringia. Couple of... What, I can declare a holy war on the... Yes, I think I probably want to only do one war at a time with these mercenaries, but I think possibly I can do a little chain of tiny wars, sending the mercenaries left, right, and centre until I accidentally lose my empire. Right, well, I think that's enough for now. I have a stupid set of titles. The Pope still hasn't invented Crusades, but it is only 1092. And yes, my plan now, I think, is to embark on the First Crusade and try to establish some kind of Crusader state, which the game will then give me the right to continue playing as. But for now, as a properly Holy Roman Empire, and pretty imperial looking too, stretching all the way from the southern tip of Calabria to the Baltic, I will say good night. Good night.